What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Highland Brewery and we have an understable putter. And in the Fierce video, I think I said that I have never seen a premium plastic deputy, which is dynamic discs, what Paige Pierce used to throw before she moved to Discraft. She used to throw the deputy all the time. So then when she went there, they had to make an understable putter for her, which was the Fierce. Guess what? Dynamic Discs came out with a premium plastic deputy. This is Lucid Moonshine. So this one's gonna glow in the dark. It has some pretty good gumminess to it, some give. As far as parting line goes, the parting line, the actual line where the two halves of the mold meet, is up here. But it's just a very blunt, flat edge. So where it actually starts to taper off is way down here, which, if you know my current understable putter, the Paradox, it is going to be more in that realm. But the Paradox is curved a little bit more, where this one's a little bit more blunt. We're going to see if they pair up any at all together. Let's start throwing. We are going to start with the Paradox here on hole one. We're going to go short to short on a couple of holes out here, maybe long to short, maybe mix up the tee pads a little bit. But right now, just see if I can get it to flip up to flat. There we go. And the backwards roll. Not a great shot to start off with. We could have had that a lot closer. Oh, I wanted it to be flippy. It's not. It's stable. It's gonna be like the Fierce, isn't it? Well, looks like Paradox might still be the understable one. We're gonna finish out this video and see if maybe that was a fluke result. But that did not even try. Hole 2, 230 feet from the short pad right here. I can throw the Paradox much further than this because it's mid-range and it's designed to go further than this. For this shot shape though, it might be perfect. I'm gonna try to throw them both flat. Try to throw them flat. Let's see what happens. Okay. You throw the Paradox flat, you get a little bit of a soft drift, but also that was extremely soft. That was not nearly enough power to go 230. This is gonna need even more power, so this thrown flat might look the same. That is better. Not that it's necessarily understable, it's probably an understable mold, and in putter plastic it's going to be very, very understable, but it's one of those where you put it in premium plastic and it's just not going to be quite that understable, especially when it's brand new. But it did hold. I don't know if I released it flat or on anhyzer, but whatever anhyzer it had, it did hold it. And with a fade of 0, that might mean good things. So that was 1 point to the deputy. We are going to throw from the long pad here, which everyone's all scared about the long pad, but it's only 15 feet farther. It looks so much longer, more technical, because it's just a tunnel all the way down. So you have to be more touchy with it. So we'll see what we can do with the deputy first. want to have a slight little turnover all the way down. Yeah, caught a little bit of leafage, but it just held right. Never wanted to go back left. Ooh, that's a grip lock. Grip lock and tree hits. So that is 2 points to the deputy. I am throwing angles that are going to help the deputy out. Now let's go see if we throw a little bit more hyzer. Do we still get a stand up now that we're a little more warmed up? Hole 4 is about 290 feet. This one's a lot touchier of a shot than that one is with an understable disc. With the deputy, I think I'm gonna have to throw it so hard that I'm not gonna be able to have too much touch. But with the Paradox, if I'm getting it 300 feet or more, it's gonna be pretty understable. So it's gonna be very difficult for the Paradox, but I'm gonna try to throw the deputy all the way there and then try to match the shot. Wow. Not necessarily the intended gap, but it had the right shot shape. It did. It really did have the right shot shape. Paradox next. I think this is going to end up more right. Well, yeah, if you grip lock it, it will. But the Paradox has a faster, more intense flip. But if you're trying to throw a putter shot with a Paradox, it's going to just act like an understable putter. But then if you try to power up to get like that max distance pushing understable shot, it becomes much more understable because it's 5-speed and you finally got it up to its threshold speed to where it's going to be super understable. Versus the deputy, which I don't know if it'll ever, especially in this plastic, I don't know if it'll ever be quite that understable. That more blunt edge instead of the more rounded off edge gives it more of a putter style shot shape and a putter style flight versus the mid-range that I was just making work for a putter. And because I'm just not that comfortable throwing softer to get the Paradox to do the understable putter and not the understable mid-range shot, this might actually be the right play. This is flying more understable than the Fierce was. So this might actually be the right stability. It's one of those where at this point it's a 2-speed or a 3-speed, so I know that I'm basically going to be throwing it at its threshold or above its threshold every single throw, so I can just account for that. Whereas with the mid-range that I sometimes use as a flippy mid and sometimes I use as a flippy putter, it was difficult to try to vary the correct amount of power, whereas if I'm just using it as mid-range, I don't have to worry about that. Look at that turn. Perfect. Not even a cut roll. That's a smoother style shot, but also that was about 25% less power. I like to throw harder. I have accuracy, I have comfort when I throw a little bit more firm, a little bit more crisp. But if I try to take speed off, a lot of times because I've spent so much time playing Ultimate and playing where you're actually throwing a shot that's like 10, 20, 15 feet, I have so much touch, a lot of times I will back off too far and the shot is worse than if I had just thrown harder. So maybe Fierce is it. Paradox is closer, so they were tied up. Or no, because the deputy had 3. Paradox with 2, deputy with 3, one last shot to play. This deputy is kind of a mixture of hand fills between the Fierce and the spin. I didn't love the spin for how it actually had it wasn't a right angle there. It was rounded off in the corner, so it just always sat a little weird in my hand. The Fierce was almost a little bit too domey. This has a really nice comfortable mixture between that normal rim shape, inside rim shape, with that, it has a tiny little bit of a micro bead even. It's really hard to tell, especially in the shadows, but it does have a tiny bit of a micro bead and that little bit of a bevel, which was very Spin-esque, but the shoulder shape is a little bit more Fierce-esque, but it kind of just fits a nice even mixture between the two. So I actually like this better than the Fierce or the Spin. I don't know if it's going to be understable enough, but I think I'm willing to put it in my bag to try it out. Did that with the Spin, and that's when I learned that that rounded over inside rim was not what I wanted. The Paradox isn't leaving the bag because it still is my most extremely understable putter or mid-range, but the Fierce might just take the cake as far as putters. Give me our longest hole so far, 325, it's downhill. Paradox has the Fox. Watch that thing flip. Thing come back. Go in? No. It's so much fun to throw, but if I want accuracy, not exactly the best when it's windy like this. No, that was gonna be perfect. Well, they're tied up. Fierce goes in, or Deputy goes in the bag. Paradox stays in the bag. That was about to be parked. And then a branch, whatever, it's fine. Hopefully you guys enjoy content like this. If so, please make sure to like the video. If you want to see new stuff, make sure to comment all that down below. Please make sure to subscribe. Helps you guys out with these subscriber-only giveaways. And if you want to be automatically entered into monthly giveaways, check out the memberships as well. Until next time, see you out on the course.